The Wireless Festival, I believe this is in London.
Somewhere in the UK.
Yeah.
The organizer, Melvin Ben, has confirmed that West will remain on the bill. But for the past week, London's Wireless Festival has been under fire for having West on their bill. At least 4 of the festival sponsors, including Pepsi, have pulled out over West's inclusion. I think since this was written, I believe the festival is no longer...
Yeah, it's a wrap.
It's a wrap. Not only that, but Kanye has been denied entry.
Yeah, he's banned from UK altogether.
Yeah, and he was going to do 2 nights.
It would have sold out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is this attempt to ban an artist from performing a necessary safeguard against inflammatory rhetoric, or does it set a dangerous precedent that undermines fundamental principles of freedom of speech, even though this is UK?
Yeah, this is all monetary. People thinking that they're protecting their bottom line by saying that they don't agree with certain individuals and artists and things of that nature. It's political, definitely. But at the end of the day, we just seen Kanye do 2 sold out shows at SoFi Arena, which goes to prove that nobody's really out for Kanye like people thought they were.
Even in our comments,
yeah,
people are just like, he didn't do anything wrong. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. It just is what it is. But like when you start mixing corporate money and people that are, you know what I'm saying, pulling the strings from a corporate point of view, that's when these companies start kind of backing out. Well, I'm being funded by this person who is, you know what I'm saying, of Jewish or Hebrew descent. Mm-hmm. So if we're getting that from them, then we can't really be associated with it. I think they just follow suit like that. But as far as the whole country denying entry is crazy.
But that's what the UK does.
Yeah.
Like they've been known to, if it doesn't have to do anything with violence or actual criminality. You know, I remember they did it to Tariq Nasheed.
What?
Yeah, when he wanted to show Hidden Colors.
Yeah.
Over there, and they were like, "Nah, not only are you not showing that movie, you can't even enter the country."
Mm-hmm.
And so, like when he flies anywhere internationally, he says, "I have to do everything I can to avoid the United Kingdom."
Mm.
So because it is illegal for him to even land there. And so like that's what you got to understand, everywhere's not America, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that whole freedom of speech and I should be able to do me, that doesn't play everywhere.
And let's be real, this isn't about freedom of speech. Freedom of speech is for Kanye to be able to say what he wants to say, and then for people to be able to respond in the way that they want to respond. This is freedom. This is repercussions for the freedom of speech that you are enacting.
There's no such thing as freedom from repercussions, freedom from consequences. And I think that's where a lot of people get, like the government, United States government at least, can't tell Kanye, you can't sing that song or you can't go here because of that song.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but
private
companies can tell people, it's like, nah, you know, if I'm Pepsi, I still, you got to answer about these going out and getting diamond encrusted swastikas and Black Klan robes. There are people out here who, some of them sitting in this room, who don't feel like you've done enough. And I won't put it on any of you. I'm talking about me.
And me too.
I'm not over that. You know, I need to hear a little bit more than, oh yeah, Lauryn Hill's coming out and this, that, and the third. I was like, no, what about this that you did relatively recently?
Yeah.
And you did it very proudly.
The thing about it is Kanye is over it. He feels like he's done enough. And you got to understand, somebody with an ego as big as Kanye's, for him to do just what he did and still get that response from these 2 shows that were literally announced like a week before they happened, you're never getting anything else remotely apologetic as far as like how you would deem or we would deem acceptable. That's not going to happen because he knows he can still shake and move exactly how he wants to. This didn't change nothing. He could sign with Nike tomorrow and his shoes will sell out next week.
And that brings about the question, like, can you really be canceled if the people still mess with you? Like, the corporate interests might be pulling out, but if the people still mess with you, can you ever really be canceled?
No, because you don't got to go through those corporate entities to get money or get support from the people.
I kind of briefly mentioned it last week, or I brought it up. I said, you know, Kanye West is really kind of the biggest independent artist at this point.
Definitely.
You know, like he's not, you know, he's doing his own thing. And, you know,
he is the corporation.
I think it depends on like what people you're talking about, because you're going to have people that don't rock with him, but you're going to obviously have people that didn't necessarily feel one way or the other that are just. I saw some people on my timeline that I've known that are like, yeah, at the Kanye thing, I'm just like, it makes me look at you funny, but
But some people are just in it for
the experience.
There for the experience to say they were there, and like I said, we're on the Titanic, and some people just want to hear the band play as the ship goes down.
Am I complicit because I watched the stream on YouTube?
Yes. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know, man.
I watched it. I mean,
you didn't spend money on it, did you?
No, I didn't.
You know what I mean? Like you didn't go out of your way to like buy tickets to go and
get merch,
put money in this man's pocket. You know what I mean? Like to me, that's where a lot of it comes down to. Like I have a hard time like financially helping people profit off of their hate. Like if I view it on the side over here with my YouTube premium that I'm paying whatever, then all right, I'll check it out. I'm not paying you money. I'm paying this other horrible corporation money. That's
somebody.
That's the hypocrite in me,
paid,
right?
Yeah.
But like, yeah, no, I'm with Jay. Like I just, there's just so much shit going on all the time. And I feel like when I look at the United States of America specifically and us in this country, sometimes I feel like we're bitches.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, we don't stand for anything. And it's just like, we're so enamored by our comfortability sometimes that like, we just don't like, we're just in this little silo of like, nothing's ever going to affect me. Like the other things that are happening. And like, even with the stuff, like with the wild shit that Trump has said in the last 2 days, like 2 days in a row, it's just kind of like
on Easter.
It's absolutely batshit crazy. Like he is absolutely unhinged. And when I think about us and the things that like people will do and that will just like give them a pass, it's just like, where is the line that like us as Americans will, what line will we in generally, like what will we stand for?
Well, look, we can look at it like this, if closer to the entertainment world, when we say, oh, they don't cancel anybody. Remember Colin Kaepernick, he didn't even break any laws.
Nothing.
All right. And he never got another chance in the NFL. I think a little bit of that, I'd say maybe about 10 to 15% of that is self-inflicted. Mm-hmm. All right. Because he did some things where I'm like, come on, man. Like we trying here. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, like when you look at someone like, and I'm not trying to drag his name, but it is what it is. Like Kirk Cousins just got another, huge contract, and
big boo boo.
Colin Kaepernick still has more playoff wins than Kirk Cousins, and that's, when you see that and you realize, okay, literally this man's livelihood was taken from him, and he just said, hey man, could the police be better? Could they, and I wish he was a little bit more eloquent about it. Yes. But at the same time, it was like, it's not like he called for anyone to be hurt. It's not like he hurt anybody. He hurt white people's feelings. And sometimes that's worse than hurting them physically.
You like that.
Yeah. And so like, yes, you could be canceled if you
My feelings matter.
Yeah. If you challenge, that level of authority, then yeah, you can be canceled. But Kanye West, once again, is like just somebody, and not to knock him too much, but it's just like,
just leaned into
he's kind of, he's kind of like a little wind-up doll, and let's see what he's going to do next. Yeah.
He thrives on that though. I feel like Kanye loves being able to stick his toe in whatever pond he wants to, and just to test the waters, and then kind of just back out of it, and then maintain or continue on the path that he's on. And honestly, it does nothing but makes him feel himself more. I'm
going to be honest with you. I watched a nice portion of that live stream, and I didn't really see any people of color in that crowd.
Yeah.
So, no, they showed like it looked like a
angsty white boys.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of slam dancing. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. On the floor.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't know who was up in the luxury suites and,
Matter of fact, he stopped the show and was like, look, I need a mosh pit here. I need a mosh pit here. I need a mosh pit there. Y'all doing it in these separate pockets. I need one large mosh pit all around. And they did it.
Yeah.
He
loves
feeding his ego.
Yeah.
And you know what? I get it.
Yeah.
If that's what he can pull off.
He's got a lot of... And also, let's be real, a lot of his super fans right now are angsty white kids that are black-pilled that are into looks maxing, into like they've went down that kind of alt-right-esque pipeline. It's the kids and the people that you'll see make comments on stuff with juice boxes and things of that nature. It's like a lot of anti-Semitic
juice boxes.
Yeah, it's like an emoji slang for calling somebody Jewish, essentially.
Oh,
yeah.
wow, okay.
Wow.
Yeah. So
that is news to me.
Yeah. So like,
you're not in those kind of chat
man.
rooms.
White people are clever, man.
And it's also the thing around like people will say like, well, Kanye was right about all this stuff. I'm like, man, look, Kanye is an anti-Semitic person. There's a difference between saying that the state of Israel is an evil, corrupted entity, and that all Jewish people are out to kill and harm everybody.
Man,
those are two completely different things.
I do not believe Kanye West is that intelligent to come up with that talking point, man. I think he was speaking off of something he was fed by somebody else.
Yes, but you've
said that a few times.
The same talking points that he's doing have been said for years and years on end. It's just the way that he said it, and the crowd and the people that he's preaching into kind of changed what's going on. But like, as far as the actual like statements that he's making, these same statements have been made, but they've been made more eloquently and more polished to the point where it's not meant to be abrasive, or you know what I'm saying.
But the problem that I have with it is this. It's like anti-intellectualism in a way.
Yeah, that's kind of the way
it's
going.
Like it's like you're having a conversation with somebody about something and they hear one thing and they're just like, oh, yep, that's it.
Right.
It's like, all right. And right now we're in a place where Israel is doing a lot of horrendous shit.
Whole lot of it.
Right. That doesn't mean that Jewish people are doing a lot of horrendous shit. In the same way that we are seeing the U.S. government do a lot of horrendous shit, that doesn't mean that us sitting in this room want the U.S. government to be doing the horrendous shit that it's doing.
Touché.
You know what I mean? And the state of Israel, very specifically, is, I know this demonetized, whatever. I don't really care. But the state of Israel in this, it's wild. There's this.
You're talking about
occupation.
Yeah,
I'm talking about all this stuff, and so like
war crimes.
Yes, and so when everything going on in Gaza and Palestine, the occupation, the West Bank, all that stuff. If right. But the thing is, I feel like these people that are semi-intelligent or the people that only have meme knowledge, they'll be like, oh, see, it is Jewish people. This is the same thing Kanye West was saying. See, it is Jews bad. And it's like, no, motherfucker, you're an idiot. There's a difference between a state of something and the people of something, of a religion, of whatever. And there's a difference between the two. And that's why you see a lot of Jewish people in the United States of America that are anti-Zionist. Because of that nature. You can't be Jewish and be anti-Jewish. I can't be anti-white. I mean, I guess I can because whiteness is a social construct. But that's beyond. That's probably too deep for some people. But
it's not even real.
But the thing exactly. But like I feel like a lot of the people that I've seen in the comments, a lot of the people that are just rocking with Kanye super heavy, they lack this level of depth around this specific piece of like, there's a difference between a state of something and a religion of something and a people. And that's who I see in the comments of our stuff even.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, no, I think, you said it best. Like I've talked to other people, offline about, how being anti the state of Israel is not automatically anti-Semitic. But once again, it's like when you try to have conversations with people, it's just like when Nick Cannon got broke down this week by by some young cats.
I seen it.
Who really basically told him how wrong he was about everything that he said. It's to the point where
was it the Jam?
Nah, there's some cats, some young dudes that most of their information is politically inspired. I think they're from Chicago.
The Jam.
Yeah, is that who it is?
Younger black dudes.
Yeah. And to the point where like that video that we talked about last week with him and Amber Rose in the truck and all the misinformation that they had, it's taken down. Unless you see the clips.
He took it off his page.
He took it off his page. Really? He took it off his page. Because like it was, like he got broke down by people who actually did the knowledge. So I think that's shout out to him for at least being like, he acknowledged, hey man, thanks for the education. and he took this shit down. But like now, there are so many people who are just invested in their point of view that even if you present them with new information, they're like, no, I'm already too deep.
Yeah, we're in a day and age now, honestly, where the truth really doesn't matter. It's all opinion based.
Yep.
Yeah. So
I like what they're doing.
Jam, shout out to them. Y'all did.
Yeah, they be dropping knowledge.
You was doing really great work there.
But yeah, everything is wrapped around opinion, and if your opinion aligns or somebody else's ideology aligns with your opinion, then that's just the train that you're on, and it doesn't matter where that train is going, you're going to go down with it. So like I was saying earlier, some things that Kanye West has said, he is not very articulate as far as how or being able to explain exactly what he means when he says these things. And people don't care. They're like, well, I'm gonna just take it for what it is. I'm gonna take it for exactly what he said. And some of these things have been said before, but they were said in a manner of explaining what happened and things of that nature. And not to say that it was right, but it didn't lean on just the punchline and I'm running with the punchline and this is what I'm going to give you and y'all going to rock with me or not. And they're like, we going to rock with you. This is what it is.
There you go.
His stuff that he was doing was legitimately anti-Semitism. And he should have done the knowledge a little bit further to understand the things that he's saying. Like he's trying to piece puzzles together about Jewish executives and things of this nature and things of that nature. And then it's just like, come on, man.
When has Kanye ever said anything eloquently?
Yeah, never. I mean, maybe on his albums.
Yeah, in his rhymes,
some of his music.
He didn't say that though. He was told what to say.
Well, yeah.
But anytime you get Kanye's stream of consciousness, in an interview, you just never know where it's going to go.
Yeah.
And like I said, at one point we didn't mind because we felt he was doing it on behalf of the culture.
Mm-hmm.
And was it
so y'all felt
bad
like that?
Him to say, but yeah, we felt him when he said George Bush doesn't care about black people. Like
that's the only time when people felt that way.
Yeah, but we were like, all right, I remember saying on this show, I was like, yeah, that was wrong, but we felt him.
Yeah,
So did you feel that way when he was talking to Sway about Ralph, and he was going on and off about?
I didn't even care.
Yeah, that was just personal type shit. That really didn't affect anybody negatively.
Think all of these things, though, that he say, with exception to that situation about George Bush, have all been matters that directly affect him, and then he tries to pull in other parties. You know what I mean? Right. So everything has always been about him for the most part.
Yeah, that's one of the things that is so frustrating is because he'll do something that is specifically about him, his problems, but he'll try to make it about us, and he does such a poor job of it.
Mm-hmm. This got significantly worse over the time.
Yeah. He's too far removed from us, essentially. You know what I'm saying? To where it actually affects us, or he's talking about us, or it matters to us.
He's an entertainer, man.
Yeah, that concert was a clear indication of that for me.
The stage was crazy.
It beautiful.
Yeah.
He will never disappoint there. But that's all. I still have yet to push play on Bully just because after listening to the album with Carnival and stuff, he doesn't have anything that I really want to hear from him anymore.
That was the first Bully, the one with Carnival on it.
Yeah, because technically Bully came out last year.
Yeah. Like he just redid it.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
God bless.
I mean, it's going to show. I mean, it's just showing everybody what the state of America, the world is in right now. It doesn't matter what you do. If you have enough power or enough followers or influence, it doesn't matter what you do. You'll be able to be fine.
And look, we've known this. Yeah. I mean, this is the same reason why money's in politics the way that it is. Mm-hmm. It's the reason why we keep seeing the same type of people in power, and Kanye West is just a smaller version of that, and just with a massive fan base and a massive amount of power and from that perspective. And
he's an anomaly because he's black and he's able to do this.
Sure. Yeah, that's why he feels like Donald Trump is his daddy.
Well, he said his daddy is his best friend now, so I'm sure he probably backpedaled on.
I haven't heard anything. I haven't heard Ye. I haven't heard him say anything weird.
Nah.
Crazy. Like out the blue, offensive or anything like that. Probably in a year or so, maybe longer. Yeah. I don't know. So it's been a while. It's just I'm just still not.
Oh yeah.
I can't take away from the fact that he's building cool stages and he's doing very interesting, creative things. Like, I'm not going to take that away from him. I just don't care at this point,
Because that doesn't change because you don't rock with him.
Yeah,
he's still that same individual that came up with things. But I seen somewhere where this could. I understand it, but in the same token, it's kind of like okay, the dude with Tourette's that said that bullshit.
God bless.
Yeah,
they were saying if y'all can, pretty much accept his apology. You should be able to accept Kanye's as well.
Fair point.
That ain't fair.
Did he apologize? I don't remember him.
It was a fake ass apology.
Yeah, I remember people apologizing on his behalf, and that was he got Tourette's.
When the reason why they brought it up is
bipolar.
Because that's the reason why they brought it up because Kanye West is considered somebody that has what I'm saying.
He has the certain resources.
Yeah.
Well, you could say the same thing for the other guy too. That's the reason why I brought it up because it's like, well, when you start thinking about it and weighing
it's not
shit,
the same.
I don't know, man.
It's not even close.
I don't know.
I feel like you went out of your way to put on the
vest.
Yeah, that shit was ridiculous.
Come on,
you put on your way to put, and you was trying to put the swastika on other people, and you messed up their lives because they're on live stream with a swastika around.
Well, they shouldn't have been. Yes, man, that's their own.
He's messed up family reunions for his family.
Like Kanye can omit himself from public life. He can just not do that.
Yeah, he could,
but he doesn't.
I just thought it was.
He knew when to turn the camera
on. I don't
on.
think there's anything interesting about it. I'm not even going to give you that leeway. I'm just going to deny it.
He's like, academics, wait here. I'm going to put on something cool, and he goes and puts on the.
And academics like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
No pushback.
He put that shit out though.
He should have been like Flex. Be like, oh, why'd you say that? Why?
Yeah. Nah, Kanye be on he be on good
Why'd you
bullshit.
Say that line?
I ain't gonna sit there and lie to you. Kanye be on good bullshit, and he does have some mental ailments going on. I hope he gets help for all of that. The loss of his mom, things of that nature. But Kanye West is a mother.
Yeah, man. I just want to go to the family reunion.
Yeah.
I want to see which cousin was it.
Oh, damn. You back on that shit.
Yeah, let's try to get to the root.
Yeah, I don't want to know who that cousin is.
Is that cousin still locked up? Maybe he,
Nah, that's a different cousin.
That's the same cousin that stole the laptop.
Nah, that's probably a
I'm
different
talking about the cousin where they was looking at magazines together. They said, hey, let's try that.
Yeah, that's that weird activities.
Man, God bless, man.
Yeah.